This video is designed for people who want to get started writing Python code for a BBC Microbit, and particularly it's designed to help build confidence and resilience in debugging. So that means finding and fixing mistakes in your program code. So those of you that have played around with the BBC website will know that there are 4 programming languages you can use on here to write code for your Microbit. And it's great that one of them is Python, because Python's used a lot in UK secondary schools. So whilst you can write code here and you can download it and test it on a Microbit if you've got one with you and plugged into your computer, it's really hard unless you're already an experienced Python programmer to find mistakes and to be able to fix those mistakes, because you can't press run and test your code in your browser like you can with the other languages on the BBC website. So to help, we're going to be using the Microbit Simulator. And there should be a link to this resource on the video. So there's some code here that's been deliberately sabotaged. If we click the button to be able to view the code in a new window, if we try and run this code, this Python code, and you can do that either by pressing on the run button just here, or by the keyboard shortcut that's Control and Enter, the code refuses to run. Now before we panic about an error message that we might not understand just yet, the more confident and experienced you get, the more you'll be able to understand error messages. But even as a beginner, you'll be given some clues as to where to start looking for the mistakes. So the line numbers don't always tell you exactly where the errors are. It might be the line above or the line below, but it's always a good place to start looking. In this case, line 3, if we have a look here, it says display.scroll. So that should display a text message that scrolls from right to left. And we should be saying hello. Now hello is a string, so that's one character after another. Imagine some bits of paper with each of these letters written on, hanging on a washing line. So the washing line's like a piece of string across the garden. So that's the first character, that's the next character. All of these are characters in a string. A string in Python should be surrounded by either single quotes or double quotes. You can use whichever ones you like, as long as you use the same one at the start and at the end of your string. So if we've got matching quotation marks, try and run it again, we've still got another syntax error. Now remember, a syntax error is an error in your code that stops it from compiling or running at all. So our program hasn't started yet. So it tells us there's a mistake on line 4. Let's have a look. There's actually 2 errors on this line. We've got a syntax error and a runtime error. We'll fix the syntax error first. So if we compare it to the line above, we'll notice that we haven't got brackets around our hi string here. Scroll is a function, something that does something useful, and functions can only run if they've got brackets after them. So that's fixed our syntax error, but it's found another syntax error on line 5. Now, line 5, there's some extra indentation, there's an extra bit of white space. Now, white space in Python changes the way your program works. So this code is going to be different to this code. It doesn't matter if you've got blank lines in, that doesn't affect anything. But if you've got spaces or tabs, it does affect how your code runs. So we need to get rid of that extra white space, try and run it again. And our code does run to this point. So we've got rid of all the syntax errors, but it then crashes when we get to line 4. So this isn't a syntax error anymore because our program did start. It's now a runtime error because it crashes whilst it's running. So it says screen is not defined on line 4. So we'll have a look here. If we wanted to scroll a message on our screen, we have to use display rather than screen. Display has been imported from our Microbit module, but it doesn't know what screen is. Okay, so we've fixed 3 syntax errors. We've fixed 1 runtime error. There's 1 more runtime error that you'll need to try and find and fix if you work your way through and try and comprehend this error message here. Thanks for watching.